you can hear me because my webcam... Hello, we are not live. I am recording this like 5-10 minutes before you see me in the live stream, or rather you don't see me, you hear me because my webcam's broken. It's not working. I don't know how or why exactly, but I'm gonna need a day or two to figure out what I'm gonna do because I don't have another camera that I can put into OBS. I can't plug in my phone or make that work. That's just, I don't know, I don't have the stuff for that. And it's a shame because the whole point of this stream was to show off physically what is in the bag. I haven't removed this from the bag yet. This is coming out of the bag for the first time ever. Check it out. So I got a physical copy of this book. So physical copies are so much better than the virtual ones. After VIP in the summer, I thought, ooh, let's do another one. And since this is actually looking really cool, genuinely, like I thought, oh, let's get a physical copy. And it's like, oh, how you can see, but it's like the cover is like textured. It's like all rubbery and stuff. It's really cool. You can see the blurb there. I know it's probably flipped. I will read it out loud and just smell that fresh new book smell. It's not super fresh, to be fair, and I'm just sort of getting a glimpse in there. There are illustrations. So if you want to fully experience this, even if I had my camera available, I wouldn't just show it all on camera. If you want to fully experience this, please buy the book. Go, give the authors, the credit and the, money they deserve for all the work it was to make this. I don't want to just pirate this on a stream. That's not right. But I'm going to be reading out loud whatever roots and whatever iterations I do find, because apparently this has over 70 endings. Apparently this is like a huge new thing. It's part of a whole new line of choose your own adventure books, and I loved doing these as a kid. I had a bunch of Doctor Who ones, and yeah, unfortunately my camera's broken, but I was already thinking, well, I don't want to buy the online version again. I couldn't find a way to get the online text version like I did with the VIP for free, and I thought, I've already paid for this, I don't want to get that again. So this stream's basically going to be a podcast. I'm just going to fully lean into what I already had planned with kind of music in the background, my voice. Visually, we'll figure it out. I'll just get an image or something, just a still image. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, because I've been looking forward to this. It's been a very long time since I've read a Fnaf book, and quite frankly, I'm just not that interested in most of the newer stuff, but this is set in Fnaf 1. This goes right back to the beginning, so I'm looking forward to it. The week before, I just remembered. The week before, as in the week phone guy worked at Freddy's. Let's get into this. It's been a while, but Five Nights at Freddy's, it always comes back. Is everyone clear? Does everyone understand? Also, this is from the previous stream. No, I'm not gonna give you context. Who's gonna bother with context? Don't be silly now. Don't be a silly Billy, okay? Alright. Why is chat not chatting? Hello. We still have technical issues. Anyway, so I'm not going to do the stream like this, because this is ridiculous. But yeah, my camera is just gone, and I'm still figuring that out. But, we have Thankmas happening. Additional announcement, just in case anybody missed it. Boom. Okay, not quite what I wanted, but sure. I'm doing a fundraiser. I'm finally doing another charity stream for Thankmas. Thankmas is still going. I know Jacksepticeye's event happened on the 6th, but it's running until the 31st. If you want to get involved, the stream's happening on December 20th. Details are all kind of on the page. If you want to be involved, join the Discord. You know how the collaboration works. If you don't, if you're new here, you're welcome to join. I don't know. We've done so many of these at this point, it's kind of just like a regular thing, but there's a community post about it. But yeah, if the main thing I want to raise is that this is already open, this is live. If you donate right now, it will actually appear on this stream. Why chat just does not want to work today? That's really strange. The thing is, guys, there's no point in having this. I'm just going to deactivate my camera straight up. I'm just going to deactivate it. There's no point. I could just do something like this, but the funny image has run its course. We already did that for a stream, so I'm removing funny image Funny image is gone. Funny image may or may not return. I don't know. So what am I going to do with this? I mean, this isn't quite optimal. So I'm going to improvise a little bit. And, oh, that's a terrible idea. I shouldn't be moving chat at all, but, well, I mean, I could just extend the height a little bit, you know, just a little bit. There we go. Yeah. So I'll just have chat fully extended, and then for the image, I'm thinking we could just mix it up a little bit. So I'll start simple. I'm just going to switch off the display capture so I can figure this out. But there's this really good video, which would probably suit the stream perfectly if I just put it on loop for like the whole thing. But it might get a bit repetitive, so I'm going to have to get creative. But why the fuck did I just get a Steam message from the article? I'm scared. Come pick me up. Mom. Mom, pick me up. I'm scared. Oh, never mind, I've got another funny image. But, if I search YouTube for Fnaf ambience, don't know why I'm not showing this actually. Fnaf ambience, and this is a really weird, boring stream. This video is just perfect for what I need. There's a 6-hour version. There's a 6-hour version. What? Apparently I've seen this before. I don't remember this. 6 hours. Well, do you know what? Shout out to Atmospheric Gaming, because I think I'm just going to rip off their video. I mean, all the sounds are copyrighted to Fnaf 1 anyway. Huh? Ignore that, guys. Just ignore Steam. Ignore... nothing's happening on Steam.
Guys, don't tell anyone, but my actual closet that is actually behind me in real life is open.
Anyway, yeah, so, this is a really cool channel. Ooh. You know what, we played Into the Pit a while ago. Oh, man, I might just steal some of this. Oh my gosh, there's so much different ambience. If we get bored, we can mix it up with all the stuff they made for Into the Pit. That's awesome. But yeah, big shout out to Atmospheric Gaming. Not that they need it, but like, this is awesome. You know what? I'll even hit a subscribe, just out of respect. I promise I'm not just gonna unsubscribe as soon as the stream's done. I just, yeah, I'm conscious. I'm kind of stealing their content here. But let's begin with this video from Congas, because this one's a classic. Hello, Congas. Thank you for joining, everybody as well. I see you're filtering in chat. I'll respond to that in a moment. But yeah, this channel's also done loads of good ambience. But yeah, we'll just start off with the classic. You're going to be hearing a lot of this today. But yeah, welcome back. If I just do a browser, I can tab out. That's perfect. That is just about perfect. And what I can do is also add... I'm going to re-add the funny image. It's actually going to be the exact same name. It's just going to be a different file. Because I feel like it will help people if I have this. Oh, this is definitely stealing. This is definitely piracy. Oh god, I got this in the wiki. Okay, I got it from the wiki. You calm down. You calm the fuck down. But like, I could have it. Something like this. I don't know. The thing is, there are like loads of YouTubers who straight up just like re-uploaded the book, basically. I really don't want to pirate it, but also I want to make content on it because it's cool and it's relevant and it doesn't seem like illegal. This is really bad. I'm usually more professional than this. I've just sort of, I don't know, I'm not with it right now, but there we go. That actually looks pretty clean. So now that the stream's all set up with this odd, unique thing for today, allow me to begin. See, I can adjust my lighting and everything now, however I like, it doesn't matter. And ignore the Steam messages. There are definitely none of those coming in. That will be revealed whatsoever. Ooh. Yeah, no, that's not happening. That's not happening. Guys, definitely do not check out of context on the Hydration Nation Discord server in 5, 4, 3, 2.5, 1 3/4. 0.10. Guys, definitely do not check that channel right now for any suspicious or funny activities. There will be absolutely none of it. Anyway, now that Why the fuck? Get out of here. Now that we're here, now that we're all gathered, alright. By the time this video ends, we're going to start reading. Okay, 10 minutes is more than enough. So, I just want to say, hello chat. Tell me if the audio balance is a bit much, like if the music's too loud, I can turn it down. I don't want to be too over the top. You know, we could go full ASMR. If you guys really want. I mean, I've always wanted to do a podcast. I've done podcasts and stuff before, but I've never done like an actual proper podcast. And it would just save me the effort of making good visuals. Like I could just make one good still image or one good little animatic. And then really just focus on audio, because my audio quality is iffy, even if my visuals are usually on it. Because I've done a lot of my streams are similar to podcasts, but I've never done like a podcast type thing before. I've like had the visuals off. It's a medium that I need some more experience in, so here's some practice, eh? Anyway, so DJ, Agatha, Artico, welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. Lovely to see you all. Thank you, everybody. Meatman, why did you turn into a Fnaf book? The mystery meat. I should make that my actual channel name, just mystery meat. That'd be really funny. But I have a new channel name in the works. I don't know if I've announced this. I think I forgot to announce that. Oopsie. We'll worry about that after Christmas. But yeah. Shut the hell up, little bro. Back away from the mic, little bro. Listen here, Buster. How about you stop turning into the dog, and you start, you see, alright guys, enough shenanigans. Enough shenanigans, alright. We're starting for reals this time. Welcome to Five Nights at Freddy's, the week before. An interactive novel by Scott Cawthon and E.C. Myers. Genuinely, this cover art is really sick. Like, you can see it. I don't know if you can see it. If you've got your own physical copy, bring it out, because that will make this even more awesome and interactive. But it's like, not only is the line art good, not only is the lighting good, but it's like, there's like a static filter over this, like Freddy's looking through a camera. Like, I gotta say, this is some of the best official art I've ever seen for FNAF. Because I'm not gonna lie, the bar has been fucking low for like ever. Like, it is very rare for this franchise to get decent official art, and I gotta say, I'm really happy that it's been improving over the years. The Fazbear Frights book covers were mostly excellent. Same for Tales of the Pizza Blacks. The novels, the novel covers with the edits are okay, but the drawings and all the graphic novels suck. All the graphic novels suck. Like, there are no good graphic novels, it's kinda sad. I think there might be one or two in the works, but I don't know. The artists are finally changing. But yeah, whoever did the art for these, well done, because it looks much better than a lot of the older stuff. Even the art in the games is very iffy. Anyways, I'm heading out now to play Super Horror Bros. Horror game. Just want to drop by to temporarily release the Artificer Monster. Fair enough, Artico. I do just want to mention, guys, because he did message me about this, and it's genuinely pretty cool. Okay, Steam. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. There is a game made by Super Horror Bros, who I don't really watch much of, but a YouTuber has essentially commissioned this game called Glitched Out, and it looks really cool. I kind of want to stream it, but obviously that's not going to happen now because I'm busy, and I don't know when I'm not going to be busy, so I may or may not stream that. But yeah, good game to be aware of. It might interest you guys. I don't know if I'm going to stream it, but I would like to if I can make the time. Anyway, but yeah, I'll be checking that out sooner or later. Listen here, little bro, how about you and me fight for the Big Ben at 6 AM tomorrow? That would be epic. Can you imagine a fight on Big Ben as it's like chiming 6? That would be fucking awesome. Anyways, book is ready. I've got my jelly babies to hand. Set the juice loose. I've got a snack. Very sugary, very unhealthy. My nutritionals are not doing well. I haven't even had like a meal since like lunch. Like, it's 5:47, I haven't had dinner yet, so it is a bit cheeky, but it's all I got. Okay. This video is lovely, but I'm gonna skip ahead. Can we talk about these images, by the way? That's not a real image that happens in the game, the edits, but the way it's saturated looks so nostalgic. Like the pixelation and the saturation on this looks really nostalgic, and I don't know if it's intentional or not. But yeah, this is hella freaky. I know it doesn't jump scare at you at the end, you know, it feels like it probably should. Alright guys, let's actually get started now, or we're going to be here forever. I think this cycles through different kinds of ambience, so I'm just going to play it from the start. So, Five Nights at Freddy's, the week before, an interactive novel. Return to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza in this interactive novel where you decide what happens. Go back to where it all began in this interactive novel set before the very first Five Nights at Freddy's game. You, the reader, are the security guards. And you've got 5 nights, or is it 6, to survive Freddy, Chica, Bonnie, and Foxy as they try to wipe you out. With over 50 different possible endings and 2 difficulty settings, this one-of-a-kind, innovative novel is a uniquely entertaining experience for any Freddy fan. Okay, I absolutely slaughtered the reading of that, but that was the blurb. Turn the page. So, special thanks to DJ Stuff. Interesting. Why does DJ Stuff get a special thanks on the cover? Did he help make this? Did he test this? Because I remember how VIP was gamified with an actual difficulty setting by having, like, items. It's like one of those old games where you gotta, like, write down how many coins you have and such. So I'm going to be doing that. I might actually open a notepad so you guys can see it too. That would be really cool. Anyway. Here we go. Intro. You are Ralph, and working security at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is your dream job. At least that's what you told them in the interview. You've been there so long, the relentlessly cheerful animatronic characters feel like old friends. You love how their antics bring saccharine smiles to kids' faces. This place creates happy family memories, and you help make that possible. But all good things must come to an end. It's time to move on while you still can. This is your last week. You've always worked the day shift, but after a sudden staff vacancy and temporary closure, management asked you to take the night shift. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. You are Ralph? Who the heck? Is Ralph Phone Guy's real name? What? I mean, it doesn't say that. Let me just finish reading the intro because the implications are... You've always worked the day shift, but after a sudden staff vacancy and temporary closure, management asked you to take the night shift for a change. Letting them down is never an option. That's literally what happens in Fnaf 2. Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy are Fazbear Entertainment's biggest assets. Your duty is to protect them and the restaurant's reputation. Your contract calls it a matter of life and death. You've heard rumors that the animatronics get somewhat lively after hours, but no one's better equipped to handle them than you, 22-time Employee of the Month. As Night Watchman, you'll face many choices that lead to various outcomes. If you find an item that might help you do your job, write it down for later on the page provided. Now, for your first big decision. Okay, there's a page provided? What page? Which page? Is it the start? Is it the end? I don't want to spoil anything. Oh, there's lined pages titled notes at the back. I am going to play this authentically, but for the stream, I'm going to open a little notepad. Let me fix this 1 second. Is that not... Okay, I don't think that's it. Give me a second. It's got to be window capture, right? Ah, there we go. Right, so that is my notepad. It needs to be like a consistent... I don't want to do that, that's too big. Okay. It's gonna be pretty finicky, but I'm gonna put it down here. I don't know. It's gotta be here. It's just such a bright interruption any other way. Okay, there we go. So this is gonna be where we keep track of our notes. So If you want to play on easy difficulty, add paperclip, screwdriver, and flashlight to your inventory and turn to page 2. If you want to play on normal difficulty, start out with only your wits and turn to page 2. At any time, you can turn to the back of this book for some lined pages if you need to make notes for yourself. So that's what I just found. I think we're gonna go easy because this is my first time, and that means we have a paperclip, a screwdriver, and a flashlight. So we can have a little +1. We don't need to use the number, but it's his inventory. But there we go. Alright. I think I'm understanding this now. How's that? That's cool. That's not so bad. I know the presentation's a bit gimmicky, but guys, it's for one stream. Anyway. But yeah, I'm gonna be real with you guys. I know this is another tangent, but I don't know how I feel about Phone Guy being named Ralph. Like, because I actually saw this on a Fnaf wiki when I was making this stream, and I could not find Phone Guy. Like, I searched Phone Guy, and there wasn't a wiki page for him. And I saw a wiki page entitled Ralph. I was like, who the fuck is Ralph? And then it was like Phone Guy's page, and they just renamed it to Ralph. So it's like, you could not find it if you hadn't read this one book. Like, it was just said there was no Phone Guy page. And I just thought, this is so dumb. What crack fan theory has dictated this? And I just closed out of it. But Phone Guy's name is Ralph. That's a very obviously implied by this. Except he worked more than 1 week before FNAF 1. There was like a 5-year gap between FNAF 1 and 2. Unless the FNAF 1 location was only open for 2 weeks. I'm really confused on the timeline here. It doesn't explicitly break anything we already know, but it's definitely iffy. Like Phone Guy worked. I really feel, I know how stupid it sounds, but based on like how it's presented, I really feel like he worked from the night shift for more than 1 week. How can his first week also be his last? It just doesn't make sense. But, well, let's begin. Night 1, 12 AM. The security office at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is practically a second home. You spend so much of your time over here. Ugh, I can't read. The security office at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza is practically a second home. You spend so much of your time here over your career. Probably too much time cooped up in a glorified closet, staring at a buzzing, flickering monitor until your eyes dry out. But everyone's got to make a living, and you have an 11-year-old daughter, Capelia, to provide for. Dude, for years, for literally a decade, I've wondered who Phone Guy was, what his life was like, but I always liked that it was a bit of a mystery. I don't know how I feel about this. That's fascinating, but please don't ruin this character. Oh my gosh, what? Capelia? You often feel like the only thing you're good at is protecting others, even at your own expense. The office is always dark since there aren't any outside windows. That's just a lie. Oh, you mean out? Oh, windows in the outside of the building, right? But somehow at night, it still manages to give you the creeps. You're probably just spooked because you're all alone in the restaurant, aside from Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. Animatronics aren't fantastic conversationalists, but boy, can they sing and dance. Of course, they've also been known to do other things. Rumour is they've become strangely aggressive lately. But surely those glitches were ironed out, or they wouldn't have reopened this place. Not that customers have exactly been flocking back in just yet. After the restaurant closes and everyone is gone, the animatronics enter roaming mode and walk around to prevent their servos from locking up. You hear heavy footsteps echoing out there now. Clomp, clomp. I could get the actual sound effect, but I won't. If the animatronics encounter you in the restaurant at night, they should ignore you, but your safest bet is to stay in the office until 6 AM, when they return to the stage, enter sleep mode, and recharge. Then you can go home. Oh my gosh, sorry to keep interrupting, but this is fascinating. There's literally never been an explanation for, hang on, if the animatronics are moving around at night,
like, what happens at 6 a.m.? Do they just shut off just where they are? So it's like every morning, employees like find them like in random places, like near the office, and they have to like move them back. Because I've seen like fanfics and stuff like written about this and like YouTube videos. No, they walk back on their own. They're programmed to return to the stage. Well, that's awfully convenient. That kind of takes the mess out of it. Because I've always imagined is that like they just freeze. So like they will just be standing like in the office if that's where they were at 6 a.m. Like, I don't know. That's kind of weird. Like they recharge? I have so many questions. Anyway. Management cares about their employees, and it's time-consuming and expensive to hire and train new ones, not to mention the occasional legal fees and the hassle of covering up accidents. Shut the fuck up. I should probably switch to capturing the audio of this so that you don't have to deal with those sounds. Here we go. So, they installed reinforced doors on either side of the office. In the unlikely event that an animatronic visits you here, you can open and shut the east and west doors by pressing the big red buttons in the doorways, blah blah blah, we already know this. The light switches below them illuminate the east and west halls outside your office so you can see whether anything is out there. Survive the night probably seems like a low bar for a job, but this isn't just about collecting a check. You may have to venture out of the office from time to time. The animatronics are clumsy and mindless, naturally. If they break something out there, you have to go fix it and clean up the mess right away so the restaurant is ready to open, just in case any customers show up. Think of the children. Of course, your number one concern is making sure nothing happens to Freddy, Bonnie, and Chica. Oh, and don't forget Foxy. Do not forget about Foxy. There are 3 security monitors on the desk, but 2 of them are always on the fritz. Replacing them would let you see more, but you guess management spent the money on these doors instead. Use the control panel in front of you to switch the one working display to feeds from various cameras around the restaurant. You check the stage first. Your heart pounds and you see Bonnie and Chica are gone. So that's who you heard walking around the restaurant. Freddy's just hanging about up there on his own. The brown bear is dapper as always with his black top hat and bow tie. You're glad they restored the vintage animatronic with his classic look. Freddy doesn't wonder much, as if he's above all that just because he's the star of the show, or maybe he's saving his energy for something. I'm the star of the show, you tell yourself, as you switch over to the Pirate Cove camera. Foxy is shy, the curtains are drawn, so he must still be back there. Before you locate Bonnie and Chica, you discover a situation that demands immediate attention. The lights in the men's restroom are out. You must replace the light bulbs before your shift ends, and it's better to do it sooner rather than later. This is really cool. Can you imagine reading this having never seen or played Fnaf? How interesting and bizarre this would be. And like, the way it explains the actual gameplay, it's really good. So we can inspect the desk, exit for the left door, exit the right door, or check the cameras again. Right. If I know my Five Nights at Freddy's, if I'm Phone Guy, because this Ralph guy is acting as if he's never done the night shift before, but Phone Guy's a veteran, he's worked here for years, he knows every single in and out, that's how he was able to record Mike's messages for him with such precision. He knows how everything works. You should not leave your office, period, but this is a little bit of a different version of events. The lights are out, and we must replace the bulbs before a shift ends, and it's better to do it sooner than later. Because... why? I need to locate Bonnie and Chica, and the way to do that is to check the cameras. If I just go out there, they can and will catch me. If I'm lucky, I mean this early in the night, they probably haven't entered the corridors yet. It's also night 1, so I could take the risk. I don't know, it does feel like the book's telling me to like check the... Hang on, men's restroom, where is that? Guys, that's... I was thinking of the closet for some reason. No, that's way over on the right to the kitchen. So we need to exit the door on our right. But... we can't just... What if I spend the time seeing the cameras? I need to know where Bonnie and Chica are. Page 8. We're going to page 8. We're going to check the cameras. It's always a good idea to check the monitor to see where the animatronics are at any given time, especially if you're thinking about leaving the office. You quickly click through the camera feed. Freddy is on stage, but he's moved since the last time you looked in on him. He's facing the camera now, his eyes seemingly gazing into your soul as if to say, I know that you're watching. You shudder. Who watches the watcher? White eyes peer from behind the curtain in Pirate Cove and then blink out. Not so fast, Foxy. You can't find Chica anywhere, but the camera in the kitchen has been broken for a while. It only picks up audio, no video. Something is in there, rattling pots and pans and banging cabinet doors. The giant yellow chicken has a voracious appetite. Sounds like she's a bit peckish and looking for a midnight snack. Bonnie. Where's Bonnie? There. In the West Hall, heading towards the security office. Okay, that's really helpful because now it just says turn back to page 4, so we don't lose anything by checking the cameras. It doesn't mean we're out of time or anything. So now that I have that information, I wouldn't say it's safe, but I know that Chica's going to be the main threat. So we're going to exit the door on our right because that's the direction of the bathrooms. So the restrooms are located on the east side of the restaurants. You head through the door on the right. You glance at the rules for safety poster as you exit the security office. You don't know why they're posted in this corner where kids shouldn't be anyway. The rules certainly don't apply to you, especially number 8, leave before dark. You laugh nervously. The hallway is decorated with cheerful stars and a checkerboard stripe matching the floor tiles, but the dim light from the lone fixture overhead makes the fading decor seem almost sinister, especially the vintage character posters for Chica, Freddy and Bonnie. What was that? You thought you heard something, but it was far off. A clanking sound, maybe from the kitchen, the kind of sound a 6-foot-tall animatronic chicken might make if it knocked a metal pot off a counter. You pause and strain your ears to listen, but you hear nothing more. You reach the dining area. An overhead light illuminates 6 long tables already prepped for a party with confetti tablecloths and party hats lined up. You start to make your way to the restrooms, but you freeze at the sound of slow, heavy footsteps. Just going to catch up with chat before I make the next choice. In fact, I'll tell you and then I'll check chat so you guys have time to think about it. If you hide under a table, turn to page 9. If you hurry toward the bathroom, turn to page 10. If you knock over a table as a distraction, turn to page 11. Interesting choices. But yeah, fire caption from the books. Yeah. Oh man. I hate that I can't consume Fnaf media without thinking or discussing the lore implications. Because the lore's such a mess now and people get so uptight about it. And it's like, it just does not make any sense. It's just really annoying and just damages everything it touches. Also, I'm going to turn this down because it's a little bit loud. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know about you guys. Tell me if that's too quiet, but it looked a bit loud. Yeah, maybe I could put it around the middle actually. I think that's good. But really? I didn't even pick up on that. Restoring to the vintage looks, because that kind of makes sense. That makes sense, but I don't like it. Because in FNAF 2 in the dreams, it's the FNAF 1 characters models. For some reason, like nobody knows why. It's a really weird choice. And then the Fredbear Jumpster in UCN has that awful recolor model, which is just not what he looks like, in my opinion. Like, I always imagined Fredbear to look like unwithered, like Golden Freddy, like FNAF 2 Golden Freddy, but without the withering. Same with the withers, but apparently not. Apparently they just have completely different models in FNAF 2 for no reason. That kind of sucks. I don't know. It's just a weird detail, and I feel like they probably said that just because Scott Cawthon didn't bother to make different character models in those instances. I really feel like that's just because he didn't bother with the character models. But, you know, it kind of makes sense because it's like at that point, it's like they're, you know, the franchise is dying. They're absolutely like scraping by. They're gathering whatever they can. So getting the original looks from 1987, 95, and like having the animatronics look as they did when they first existed and appealing to the nostalgia, that makes sense. Except, what was the non-vintage look? Because the withers were never put on stage, right? Like, if that's what they looked until the Missing Children incident, first location, then the FNAF 2, like, at what point would have they... See, it just doesn't make sense. The more I think about it, the less sense it makes. This isn't even worth it. Guys, we're going on a whole tangent here. I'm not doing a lore discussion not anymore. Those days are behind me. That is something I need to leave behind, honestly, because it's just going to derail this whole thing. But that's an interesting theory. I don't know if I like it. FNAF 1, but it's FNAF 1 before FNAF 1 was FNAF 1. Correct, Pips. Correct. And welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining. We're doing a little bit of a podcasting today because my camera's broken. Ooh, I just remembered something. 1 second. Sorry to direct. But yeah, we're either going to hide under the table, hurry towards a bathroom, or knock over the table as a distraction. Because we can hear slow, heavy footsteps. It's probably Chica. It's probably Chica. Probably. Golden piss beats. I just saw that. What the hell? Chica's getting closer. We've got to make a decision, guys. It'd be fun to do this as like a community thing where I poll you, but I'm just going to choose what I think for my first step I play through, see what like my true ending is. Anyway, pardon me, let's do this. I'm gonna pick... Oh, that disappears. I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna pick... Hurry towards the bathroom. The hiding places in the bathroom are a little worse, but hiding under a table is just gonna slow me down and cause more problems. So we're gonna go page 10. Oh, no. You don't like being out in the open here. If you can make it to the restroom, you can try to block the door to keep the animatronics out while you replace the light bulbs. You race towards a restroom, the rubber soles of your shoes squeaking on the red and blue vinyl tiles. But remember, the animatronics are surprisingly fast and they want to be. You only make it halfway across the dining area before powerful yellow arms grab you from behind. Your blood-curdling scream drowns out the whir of animatronic servos and cracking bones. Game over. Damn. So, if I was in FNAF in real life, I would get murked by Chica in like the first hour. Try again, turn to page 2. I want to play by the rules, but I would also rather just quick save and just go back on that choice. But, here we go again. Night 1, 12 AM. The security officer for... No, I'm not going to actually read the whole thing. But okay. So, I'm going to do the same again. Check the cameras. Exit the door right. Yeah, guys, from now on, I invoke the power of quick save. I invoke the power of quick save every time I come to a decision. So I can just go back. I'm playing on super easy. I'm trying to save scum a book. I'm trying to save scum a book. Yep. I'm save scumming a book, guys. You heard it here first. Oh my god. Okay. Hurrying clearly didn't work. Knocking over a table as a distraction just seems like a really dumb idea. So I'm gonna hide under a table. You scramble under a table and lie on your stomach, peering out from under the tablecloth. Now you feel the vibration of footsteps as well as hear them. They plod towards the dining area. The animatronic would be moving faster if it knew your location. If you make a break for it and stay low behind the tables, you might be able to reach the restrooms without being spotted. Or you can camp out here silently and hope whoever it is moves on soon. This is the thing, you have to be brave. I don't want to just sit here, but this is what happens when I'm actually in these games. I end up just sitting in one spot for ages because I'm like stuck. But you gotta take risks. And yeah, I mean, in real life, I'm not entirely sure this is what I would do. But, well, you can keep waiting or hurry towards the bathroom. Then again, maybe it would be smart to keep waiting. I just don't want to get surprised. But then again, maybe Bonnie has already moved in the office, you know, like I could be surprised anyway. But yeah, I mean, thinking about into the pit, thinking about just the actual place, like hiding makes a lot of sense. Taking your time, maybe that's the key. I'm gonna be, I think in real life I would just keep waiting, even though it's probably not the best decision. Because how do I know when to make a break for it? And, like, Chica's not in the room yet. Like, I can still just hear footsteps from another room going towards my location. I'm gonna keep waiting. They say discretion is the better part of valor, so you keep hiding and waiting. Definitely not because you're too scared to budge. Discretion is the better part of valor. I'm stealing that. Who says that? Is that like a thing? Forgive me, I need to look this up. Discretion? Oh, I can't type. Discretion is the better part of valor. Where's that from? It's from Henry V, Part 1. Ah, and it's spoken by Falstaff. I really need to, like, brush up on my Shakespeare, dude. I should get this reference. I really should, but I've never actually, like, gone through the historicals. I'm not even familiar with the romances or the tragedies anymore because, like, it's been so long since I've really read or performed any Shakespeare. Oh, man. Oh, I should know that quote. That's awesome. They quoted Shakespeare in a Fnaf book, guys. Real. Let's switch this up. Is this... Because they have this as well. Oh, it's the same one. Let's switch up the ambience a little bit, actually. It's been a few minutes now. So. And you know what? I'll even move the notepad. Because actually, now that looks a bit better. So the footsteps cease, and you wonder if the animatronic is waiting for you. You clamp a hand over your mouth and count the dried, pale wads of gum stuck to the bottom of the table. 7. Gross. After several minutes, which seems more like an hour, you're pretty sure the coast is clear. From your vantage point on the floor, you don't see any oversized animal feet in your immediate vicinity. It's time to make your move. If you head straight to the restroom, turn to page 13. If you check the tabletop first, turn to page 14. Okay, so the thing about this is that, obviously, from the way that's said, it sounds like you need to check the tabletop. But why would I think to check the tabletop? I'm heading straight to the restroom. You step into the men's restroom and shut the door. The antiseptic scent of bleach still pervades the air, which is far from the worst thing you've whiffed in there. Because this is the thing, if this was a video game, like Into the Pit, my instinct would be to like check everything before moving on, but in real life, I don't do that. Especially if it's like at my workplace and I already know it. So you try to look around, but it's too dark with both lights out. That's why you're here. What are the odds that 2 bulbs would burn out at the same time? Maybe there was some kind of power surge. After all, the wiring in the building is ancient. That's probably why the cameras always glitch and monitors in the security office keep overloading. That might even explain some of the strange behavior exhibited by the animatronics. Unless you shake your head. You're in the dark when it comes to that stuff. In this case, literally. Just focus on your job, you think. Focus on getting home to Cecilia. Everything else is way above your pay grade. Wasn't Phone Guy like the manager? I don't believe that this is the same Phone Guy from Fnaf 1. I'm just saying. It doesn't make sense. Could you stop groaning at me, please? This fucking guy. So, we can either replace the first light bulb, listen at the door, or inspect the sink. I'm obviously going to replace the first light bulb. We ain't got no time to waste. How many night watchmen does it take to change a light bulb? None. They refuse to do it, because if they chase away the night, they're out of a job. You smile to yourself as you take a detour to retrieve a step stool and a new bulb from the maintenance closet. You often make up jokes in your head while you're working, and you can't wait to get home to inflict your latest creations on Capelia. She'll groan loudly and say affectionately, "Bad joke, Dad." I can imagine Phone Guy telling dad jokes, though. Like, can you imagine? Phone Guy being a dad is such an interesting idea that I never considered. Like, I wasn't even sure if he was the kind to be married, but with kids. Fascinating. That's really interesting. Yeah. I wasn't actually thinking of Day Shift DJ, but yeah. Day Shift has definitely influenced my way of thinking. It's so peak. Anyway, you'll remind her that telling dad jokes is a mandatory requirement of all fathers, and you never shirk on your duty. The boring real answer to the question is, of course, 1. You finish twisting the new bulb inside the socket and say, "Let there be light," as it flickers on, casting the bathroom in its warm glow. You blink as your eyes adjust from the darkness. The white porcelain urinals and sinks are gleaming. This is the cleanest the bathroom will be all day. Once the restaurant opens and kids are unleashed to eat and play, this will quickly become one of the most disgusting rooms in the facility. One light down, one to go. I don't see any reason to not just immediately replace the second bulb. But also, we gotta be mindful of the animatronics. That much has been established. So let's listen at the door again. Let's just give it a listen. It's not like it's gonna take long enough for it to be an issue when we're replacing the second bulb, right? Right? Your caution pays off. You hear footsteps outside moving much more quickly than Bonnie or Chica usually do, getting louder by the second. While you've been in the restroom, you haven't been keeping an eye on Pirate Cove. Foxy must have left his attraction. You hope he didn't hear you working here, but he does have big ears. They're among the few parts that still function on the tattered old animatronic. That is such a random FNAF thing. It's like, oh yeah, this animatronic has big ears, therefore it actually can hear very well. By that logic, so does Bonnie. I mean, look at the rabbit on the screen. They don't actually hear with those things, do they? They don't actually have better hearing. That's crazy. Also, you could have just left the camera on Foxy. There was a thing to inspect the desk. I might have been able to leave the camera on Foxy earlier. Oh, my bad. Yeah, he's on his way to the restroom right now, and you don't have much time before he gets to you. If you barricade the door, turn to page 21. If you hide in a stool, turn to page 22. Barricade or hide, I think neither is good, but it's Foxy, right? Is Foxy good at hide and seek? Probably, yeah. Could he get through a barricaded door? Probably, yeah. Like, neither of those things is going to stop him. If he can get through the door, we're going to have to hide anyway. And if we barricade the door, he'll know we are here. So, I'm going to hide in a stall. Hide. You have to hide. You can't fit in the maintenance closet. It's too small and crammed full of mops, buckets, and cleaning supplies. Your only option is to duck into one of the stalls and stand on the toilet like you did in elementary school when you needed to get away from the mean kids. Now that you think about it, maybe that's one of the reasons you became a security guard, so you can help those who can't help themselves. Of course, you imagine that you would be armed in order to protect and serve, but weapons of any kind aren't allowed at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Nothing kills a kid's party more than seeing someone with a taser hanging out in the corner, even if he is the good guy. That explains a lot. Actually, that explains a lot. You dash to the first bathroom stall, but find that it's locked from the inside. It's secured with a simple slide bolt latch. You might be able to get it open if you had something thin enough to fit between the door and jamb. If you barricade the restroom door, turn to page 21. If you try the next stall over, turn to page 23. If you have a paperclip and want to use it, turn to page 24. Well, isn't that funny? Maybe it's time we use an item, because clearly there's got to be a benefit to that, right? Like, if barricading the door is obviously not going to be good, because we're running out of time now. Foxy's getting closer. Trying the next door, there's no reason it's not going to be the same. But the paperclip actually solves our problem. So let's do it. You check your pockets for the paperclip you found earlier. Got it. You straighten out the wire and then bend one end of it up into a right angle. Foxy isn't the only one with a hook now. You insert your new makeshift tool between the door and frame and fiddle around. It only takes you a second to catch the knob of the belt and slide the lock open. The door swings out towards you, you slip into the stall, and pull the door closed. You don't believe this. The door won't stay shut. The slide bolt is jammed now, oops, and you can't lock the door. What rotten luck. Foxy's footsteps stop right outside the restroom. What now? So we can try the next stall over, hold the door shut. If you have chewed gum and want to use it, turn to page 26. That was what inspecting the table was about. Okay, so we don't have chewed gum. We also do not have a paperclip anymore. So, yeah. Trying the next stall over seems like a good idea, but, like, we are out of time. I think we're going to have to hold the door shut. I think it's going to have to be, like, Fnaf 4. Because I don't think we're stronger than Foxy, but also, like, we have no other choice, and we might be able to convince him that it's, like, just the door being stuck. So here goes nothing. Sorry, I'm eating. You tried to hold the store door closed, but it's difficult to maintain a grip on the small knob of the broken slide bolt latch. It keeps slipping between your finger and thumb. The restroom door bangs open loudly enough to make you wince. The crash echoes along with heavy, clanging steps on the tiled floor. It's definitely Foxy. His plush costume is worn away and tattered all over, leaving his endoskeleton legs and feet completely exposed. Why is he still here? He should have left the restroom when he didn't find anyone inside. Please go away, Foxy. The stall door rattles in its frame as you shift your precarious hold on it. It's almost imperceptible sound and movement, but you hear the servos of Foxy's ears as they swivel in your direction. My, what large ears you have. You suppress a mad giggle as panic overcomes you. A horrible scream rends the air, and the stall door is yanked out of your grasp as Foxy rips it right off its hinges. He rushes towards you, eyes wild and mouth wide. Game over. But watch me save, scum, because I'm not going back to page 2. We are committing to this, okay? I'm committing to the path I've chosen, so that I'm not playing through this with any prior knowledge. Every decision is going to be truly blind. If I die, I go back to the same decision and I do the next thing. Because sometimes it is close, sometimes it's like... I'm not saying that I'd win, I'd probably lose immediately, but like, if this was real life, I'm not sure I'd make the same decisions. It's kind of hard, because if this was something I was experiencing physically, it would feel very different. But yeah, anyway. We're going to try the next stall over, because I don't have chewed gum, so this has to work. Shit. The next stall over is open, but before you can get inside it, the bathroom door bangs open and slams against the wall, loud as a gunshot. Foxy the pirate is here, and he knows how to make an entrance. His exposed metal feet clink against the floor as he steps into the bathroom. The porcelain tiles crack under the pressure of his weight. His eye patch is pulled up so both of his glowing white eyes are focused intently on you. He scrapes his hook along the wall as he stalks towards you, and then he starts humming. Dum-dum-da-dum-dum. Fox used to sing in stage shows with Freddie, Bonnie and Chica until he was banished to Pirate Cove and left to be forgotten. The tune is slow and unsettling, but you can't quite remember the song, at least not in the short time you have left. Game over. So, I don't have gum, which means the only way I can get this is through this cheating, which means I need to go back, because clearly the paperclip was the wrong option. The paperclip did not save me. And if I try the next stall over, it's the same result. So, I guess I'm going to have to barricade the restroom door. You can't lock the door because kids always find a way to get themselves trapped inside the restroom. So you look around for something to shove against it. The trash can doesn't look heavy enough, and you're out of time. Foxy is outside. The door moves inward, you lean your back against it, pushing it closed again with all your might, as if your life depends on it, which it does. The light bulb you just changed starts flickering as Foxy's metal hook bangs and scrapes against the door. Every impact sends a jolt through your body, vibrating on your bones. You hope Foxy will just go away, but he keeps pounding on the door and screeching. Sweat pours down your face, and your feet slide on the slick tiles. You're losing your grip on the bathroom door and on reality. The door opens enough to let him get his metal hook inside. The pointed tip is an inch away from your right eye. All you have to do is hold the door until 6 a.m. Unfortunately, you can't even hold it for 6 seconds. Game over. So phone guy's weak as hell. Ralph. I'm gonna call him Ralph. I can't believe Ralph and phone guy are the same person. That's just so weird. But this is awesome. And yeah, phone guy would react the same way, I think. But yeah, poor man. He must be in his 40s by now, at least, maybe older. But all of those options are a game over. So essentially, checking the door was a death trap, because, like, as soon as I went to check the door, I'm going back to page 15 now, where I've you know, one light down, one to go. Like, I fixed one of the lights, I need to fix the other bulb. Every choice since listening at the door has screwed me over. So we're going to replace the second light bulb. We're just going to go and replace the second light bulb. I don't believe it. You've just removed the second burned out bulb when you hear something big run up to the restroom door. Foxy, you think, just before he busts the door open. The tattered crimson fox gapes at you, one eye covered with a black patch, jaw hanging slick to reveal vicious teeth. His right arm is raised threateningly with a sharp silver hook on the end where his hand should be. Everything about this animatronic screams, not for kids, which is probably why his attraction has been marked out of order for the reopening. Though as far as you know, he's never bitten any kids. But now, Foxy is literally screaming and rushing towards you. Oh. Though as far as you know, he's never bitten any kids. Kids is in italics, implying that Foxy has bitten adults. So Foxy has bitten adults, that's why, finally, after 10 years, we might have a hint of an answer of why Foxy's out of order. It was never explained. We never found out. Not that we need details, but Foxy bit an adult. Unless it's just referencing the bite of 87, but bro, that's like a whole debate. I still think it's Mangle. Toy Chica, it's a possibility. But now Foxy's literally screaming and rushing towards you. You hurl the light bulb in your hand at him, but it shatters harmlessly against his head, and broken shards of glass tinkle on the floor tiles. Great move. Now he's really agitated. The good news is, you won't have to clean up the mess. The bad news is, you are the mess. Okay, so basically, if you enter this room, you're fucked. Let's inspect the sink, I guess, because I've done everything else. Oh my gosh, that's a game over as well. One of the sinks is lower than the other to make it easier for kids to reach the faucets, just as one of the urinals is at a child's height. It's a thoughtful detail in a place designed for children and families. Heavy feet are running in the dining area. The sound rapidly gets louder. You barely have time to process what's happening when the door bursts open. You see glowing white eyes in the dim light, recognize the tall, lean silhouette of Foxy the Pirate. His wicked sharp teeth and metal hook on the end of his right arm glint in the dark bathroom. Seeing Foxy up close usually sends a thrill through you. You used to stop in to see him every day at the end of your shift, until they closed his attraction and warned everyone to stay from Pirate Cove. Stay out of Pirate Cove. The tattered animatronic rushes towards you in an eye blink. Your combined screams reverberate deafeningly in the bathroom. Your final thought before the darkness becomes permanent is, "But you were my favorite." Game over. Man, this is tough. This is easy mode, guys. Jesus. So, where do I go? I might have to go from the start. I might actually have to go from the start. So I'm back to replacing the first light bulb. This whole quick save scum doesn't seem to be working for me. I think save scumming has ruined this. But I'm not reading it all out again. I'm just going to skim through. So page 16 for listening at the door, and page 17 for inspecting the sink. This is on the first go. Is it the exact same? Okay. I see the issue here. I was meant to inspect the sink, and I'll tell you why. So if I check the door when replacing the first bulb, maybe the darkness is making me paranoid, but you press your ear against the door and listen. If an animatronic follows you into the restroom, it won't be great for you. There's only one way out. At least I'm in the best place for a person to lose control of their bladder. You chuckle and wince as the sound echoes around you. The restaurant sounds quiet, which oddly makes you feel even more nervous. The darkness seems to be pressing in on you, making it hard to breathe, even harder to think. Your imagination is running wild without any sensory inputs. All you want to do is replace the light bulbs and get back to the security office as quickly and safely as possible. So if you replace the first light bulb, turn to page 15, which is the same as we chose before. You basically just go back to the same page. Well, actually, you don't. Basically, you get the choices of replacing the bulb, listening at the door, and inspecting the sink. Listening at the door forces you to pick one of the other two. And the only choice that we haven't done on this whole route so far is inspecting the sink. So, page 17. Plink, plink, plink. That dripping faucet is so annoying, you can't concentrate on anything else. You turn to your right and feel for the sinks as you edge along the wall. When you reach them, you tighten the hot and cold water taps until the drip stops. The sink is filled with water. It appears that something is clogging the drain. You probe it and feel something soft and slimy. You pry it loose and squish it in your fingers. It's slightly sticky. You raise it to your nose and sniff tentatively. Chewed gum. Ew. With the obstruction removed, the water drains out of the sink, gurgling down the pipes. Add chewed gum to your inventory. and turn back to page 13. In case this isn't ringing a bell, I'll show you why this matters. Because if we go back to page 13 and then repeat our initial choices, replacing the first bulb, listening at the door, hiding in the stall, and we go back to page 24. So we use the paperclip. We use the paperclip to lock the stall. Fox is coming, right? Same room. Setting the scene for you all here. There was one option we couldn't do. If you have chewed gum and want to use it, turn to page 26. I've somehow managed to find every single game over before the correct route here. I found every single possible game over in this damn room. In every timeline except this one, Max dies to Foxy in that room. Anyway, before we continue, I'm just going to read some of the chat because I haven't really acknowledged you guys. Hi, hello, Creeper, thank you for joining. I like how both books are using Fnaf 1 as their main premise of both Fire AF. It's almost like Fnaf 1 is still one of the best Fnaf games. It's just a good setting, and it's, you know, they're going to be pretty strict about who can write for that because they don't want to mess up, like, the OG, and also it's just a great setting. Like, it's kind of hard to mess that up, even if it's kind of generic. What's the other book? It's the week before. What's the other FNAF 1 book? I actually don't know. But yes, also, Some Death Jr., welcome to the stream, thank you for joining. You'll see Corey come back, as in Corey Extension. I don't really follow him, so I don't know, sorry. I didn't know he left. I don't know what Corey Extension's been up to. I don't really watch his stuff. But, long time no see. Oh my god, yeah, he hasn't uploaded in like a year. Damn. I should probably watch it, but also I don't watch his videos, so... yeah. Anyway, but yeah, this is really cool. This is really cool. I gotta say, DJ, yeah, obviously, the nitty-gritty details of game mechanics wouldn't apply in real life. Like, the animatronics don't always work the same way, that's just how the game plays. In real life, the whole time mechanic would be completely different because it's not a mechanic, it's just real fucking time. But yeah, anyway. So we have chewed gum at last. Disgusting. But you pull the wad of chewed gum from your pocket and pick the lint off it. It's still soft and slightly sticky. You wedge it into the door lock and the door stays closed. With a sigh, you sigh with relief and crouch in the toilet, tucking your feet under you and out of you. The restroom door creaks open and bumps against the wall. Someone is there, waiting in the doorway. Waiting. Watching. Waiting. Somehow, you manage to remain perfectly still, and eventually whoever it is leaves. If you open the door and look outside, turn to page 27. If you peek under the stall, turn to page 28. Again, are we more cautious? We're going to look under the stall before going outside? That seems wise. I mean, I feel like I would actually do that in this situation. Except I would peek, like, over the stall. I wouldn't, like, just leave. So here we go, page 28. Hey, it's not a game over. You lower yourself gently to the floor of the stall, freezing any time you make the slightest sound and waiting for the moment before you continue. Real. I've done this in real life when trying to sneak to the bathroom at night at my parents' house, so I don't wake them up because the walls are thin. And for some reason, the bathroom is like on the opposite end of the house to my bedroom. It is like a trek. I have to go out the door of my, I have to like get up from my bed and go through my room quietly. I have to go through the landing. It's all really small. So I go down this really creaky little staircase. You know, through the dining room, through the kitchen, outside, and then through to the outhouse toilets, because the actual bathroom inside is the girls, and I can't use that. Glad I don't have that anymore, for now. Soon you are lying on your belly, grateful that the restroom has been so thoroughly cleaned. You peer out from under the door. No sign of the metal legs and feet of Foxy's exposed endoskeleton. From here, you can glimpse a sliver of the restroom hallway, and beyond that, the dining area. All is quiet. You lie there for a few more minutes to be sure you're alone, and to settle down and catch your breath. That was too close. You're getting nervous about being outside the security office with its cameras and door locks to make you feel, well, more secure. But before you can head back there, you need to finish your job for the night. Turn to page 29. You stare up at the second broken light bulb. You're the only thing standing between me and home tonight, you say. So, I'm talking to inanimate objects now. And myself. That's awesome. Oh, for fuck's sake. Don't give him Marvel dialogue. Come on. Oh. I felt the cringe from that one. Don't give him Marvel dialogue, guys. Come on. You've been through a lot already. You're tempted to leave now, knowing that someone on the day shift will have to replace the bulb and fix that bathroom door if you don't. But like you said in one of your training videos for the restaurant, you can't spell team without M and E. After the bite of 87, you heard some of the staff twist that around too. You can't spell team without M-E-A-T. You didn't much appreciate that. People deal with tragedy and loss in their own ways, sometimes with humor. But hey, at least it shows that they were listening during orientation. Interesting. Interesting little bit of lore. I like that kind of nugget, the human aspect, the human experience of this world. It's a sorely overlooked part of Fnaf. But yeah, that's really cool. M-E-A-T. Why would I look inside the second bathroom stall? You'd think I would have learned from before, but no, I am going to replace that second bulb. I have learned from my ways. You replace the second bulb even faster than the first. The later it gets, the more dangerous it is to be outside the security office. You haven't been watching the cameras, but you have to assume all of the animatronics are walking around now. With the bathroom once again bright and cheerful, you can head back to safety, but getting there will be very unsafe. You return the step stool to the maintenance closet and dispose of the old burned out bulbs in the trash. You glimpse your reflection in the wide mirror. You look terrible. The light reveals deep shadows under your eyes. Sorry. Transitioning from the day shift to the night shift is already starting to fatigue you, making you question what's real and what isn't. At least it's only for a week, and then you can rest as much as you want before diving back into your job search. A position is opening up for a security guard at your daughter's school, and you really hope you get it. But middle schoolers can be just as difficult to handle as animatronics. In some ways, Freddy, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy are just big, terrifying kids. You hope you don't run into any of them on your way back to the office. Better hurry, your shift is almost over. Oh, I thought it would be counting the... I thought it was still 12 AM. I thought it would go like hour by hour, because it was like night 1, 12 AM at the beginning. I thought it would be like letting us know when every hour passed. Okay. So do we leave the restroom right away, or do we listen at the door? It's probably smart to listen at the door. You're itching to get moving, but you press your ears to the bathroom door and listen. It sounds quiet out there. You grab the handle and are about to open the door when you glance down. Faint light from the dining area seeps in from under the door, but it's interrupted by two shadows. Those could be feet, you think. Really big feet. The moment stretches out for a long time. Your knuckles are white, you're gripping the door handle so tightly. But then the shadows are gone and you hear footsteps moving away. You've been breathing shallowly this whole time, worried to be heard, so you've taken a deep breath. It's now or never. Turn to page 36. They're like big kids. Ha, funny if you knew. Well, exactly. Chewed gum pig iron. You sneak back to the security office without encountering any more animatronics. By the time you get there, it's 5:45 AM. Your shift is almost over. How the fuck was it almost like 6 hours? Like, the time it takes to get there, fix the bulb, have the whole encounter with Foxy, fix the next bulb. Like, how long does it take to change a light bulb? Even in this scenario, with the darkness, I mean, the first one taking a while, I can't see that taking more than like 20 or 30 minutes. Maybe Foxy was at the door for like an hour? That's like 2 hours? Yeah, and getting there and getting back, I don't know, man. I guess we went really slowly. You check the cameras. To your relief, Bonnie, Chica, and Freddy are all present on the stage, and the curtain is drawn at Pirate Cove. Previous night watchmen reported the animatronics behaving strangely, but like everyone else, you dismissed their wild stories. Sometimes people fall asleep staring at the camera feeds and they imagine things, bolstered by the old rumours and stories. The mind can be a funny thing, making it hard to distinguish hallucinations from reality. Is this foreshadowing? I think this is foreshadowing. Now you feel bad for not believing them. And you know that if you tell others about what happened tonight, they won't believe you either. Perhaps they would even discourage you from talking about what you've seen. You would never do anything that would harm Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. You put too much time in, put so much of yourself into your job that you're practically a part of it yourself. You never pictured yourself leaving, but it seems like the best time to go, especially considering everything that happened tonight. Just 4 more shifts left. You can do this. If you tidy up before the end of your shift, turn to page 37. If you sit down and wait for 6 AM, turn to page 38. If you have a bonus item, you may use it on page 45. Since we've got the option, let's tidy up. You start putting the security office back together the way it should be for the next shift. You toss all the garbage from the desk into the trash can. The sight of those food wrappers and soda cups sets your stomach growling. You just haven't eaten in the last 6 hours. You clear out junk from the yellow lockers at the back of the room. Whoa, hold on a second. There are yellow lockers behind you in Fnaf 1. Cool. Including a year-old packet of toaster pastries that you choked down anyway because you're that hungry. Yum. You return to the desk. 5 minutes to go. You click through the cameras, the animatronics are still where they belong. Already the events of the night are starting to seem like a bad dream. Your attention falls on the poster behind the TV. Celebrate. It implores in bright bubble letters above a group photo of Bonnie, Freddy, and Chica. Somehow, Bonnie is levitating a few millimeters off the stage. Kidding. These lovable characters couldn't be capable of the horrors you've just experienced, could they? Maybe you've just been misinterpreting everything. This place can have that effect on people when it's late, and you're tired, and hungry, and lonely. You stare at the image while moving your head from side to side. From some angles, it looks like there's a bulge in the paper. Before you can investigate, a red light starts blinking. You're not telling me there's actually something behind Freddy's nose, which makes the honk noise that bulges. Behind the what? What do you mean a bulge in the paper? Before you can investigate, a red light starts blinking on the telephone. Let's check the phone. We can investigate the poster, check the phone, or wait for the end of our shift. I'm checking the goddamn phone. I'm the freaking phone guy, I think. The black office phone is dusty, but the handset is smudged. There are smaller smudges on the 1 and 9 buttons. Someone has used it recently. On the 1 and 9 buttons. Oh my god. Guys, what I'm about to read to you is a verbatim from the book. I shit you not. The next sentence reads, and I quote, "Some people around here know you as the phone guy, because your voice messages that are forwarded to new hires with reminders, tips, and encouraging words to support them during their orientation week." Okay, yeah, confirmed. It's real. It's real. Phone guy's real name is Ralph. He has a daughter named Ophelia, whatever it is. Oh my gosh. Ironically, you don't use the phone much yourself. You record the messages, and management schedules them to go out automatically. They've probably been using the same ones for ages. Maybe you should update them before you go. A faded scrap of paper taped to the phone has a handwritten list of extensions of various locations around the pizza place. Backstage, parts and service, dining area, party room 1, Parrot Cove. Another number is provided for voicemail. The red light continues blinking on the front of the phone. Someone has left you a message. Wait, what? Someone's labelled some of the locations, and there's another one for voicemail. The options are, if you call Backstage, dial the extension on page 41. If you call Home, dial the number on page 42. If you call Voicemail, dial the number on page 43. I guess I should check voicemail. This is kind of weird. Alright. Let's also change the ambience. Just seeing what options we've got here. Let's keep this mixed up. That blinking red light captures your attention. You don't remember whether it was there when you returned to the office or whether it appeared while you were tidying up. You assume it's an automated message sent by the system, but you can't quell your curiosity about that. You pick up the receiver and push the flashing red button, which automatically dials voicemail. Welcome to the Freddy Fazbear's Pizza answering service. Please enter your 4-digit access code at the sound of the beep. Boop. I like to imagine that's Hand Unit's voice. That's Andy Field speaking. Andy Field and Scott Cawthon's characters finally speaking. Okay, but we don't have the code. Like, I could straight up cheat and just say I have the code, but I do not have the code. So the only option is to hang up and turn back to page 40. Oh, never mind. No, it's not back to 39, it's 40, because you watch the clock on the desk as the numbers flip over from 5:59 to 6 a.m. Yay, you survived your first night at Freddy's. All is quiet as you leave the security office and pass through the restaurant. You step outside and take in the fresh, cool air, happy and grateful to be alive. Even the early morning light seems too bright after the darkness of the pizza place. You lose all sense of time in there, since most of the windows are in different parts of the restaurant. There are windows? Do you know, people really shouldn't, like, look at Fnaf and assume, well, because there were no windows modeled, there's no windows. There's so many places that are shrouded in darkness where there could totally be windows. And I saw a really clever Fnaf 1 map one time in SFM, which basically had a giant skylight for the dining area. So it makes a lot of sense that daytime, there's loads of natural light coming in from the ceiling of the biggest room with this huge window. Plus, like, there could be windows. There could be rooms that aren't strictly on the map. But, yeah, it's kind of funny that people are like, oh yeah, no, there are no windows in the FNAF 1 building. So silly. But it does add the atmosphere. It's so weird though, like, why are there no windows? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, there isn't a cloud in the sky. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day. Too bad you'll have to sleep through most of it once you send Coppelia off to school. And then it won't be long before you're back here for your second night. Who knows what that will bring. You lock up the restaurant, wave goodbye to the sleeping animatronics inside, and head home. Turn to page 229. Okay. That's really far ahead. That is at the end of the book. I thought this whole book would be like 5 nights, but I think it's only 1 night. Because this is like the end of the book. How are they going to squeeze the other 4 nights in here? I guess we're about to find out what ending I've got. When you get home at 6:30 a.m, you wish you could just go to bed, but your day isn't over just yet. Now it's time for your second, but most important job, parenting. This one is full-time and pays nil, but you wouldn't have it any other way. However, getting your 11-year-old daughter Coppelia up and ready for school is more challenging than anything Freddy Fazbear's Pizza could throw your way. You peek into her bedroom and see her still snoozing peacefully. Books are scattered across her bedspread and on the floor, and an open one lies on her chest, rising and falling with her steady breathing. She was clearly up late last night, reading as usual. You laugh a little when you see drool in the corner of her mouth and a damp spot on her pillowcase. I wish I had a camera, you think. So you study her a little longer, trying to hold on to this memory for later. You go into the kitchen and make breakfast, intentionally banging pots and pans around as you cook eggs and bacon. You can't help but think of Chica, you force the thought away. You're off the clock now, and you will not let the animatronics live rent-free in your head. The combination of Coppelia's alarm clock and the aroma of bacon is enough to wake her. She pads out into the kitchen in her rocket ship pajamas, hair a tangled mess, and her face lights up when she sees you. Missed me, huh? You say, twirling your spatula. No, I just love bacon, so much. She gives you a hug. And by extension, the person making it for me. You laugh. But seriously, I missed you, she says. While you were sleeping? Especially then, I never sleep well when you aren't home. I hate leaving you, but it's just for this week. She sees the concern on your face and puts a hand over her mouth. Oh, Dad, I didn't mean to guilt trip you. I'm fine, really. Mrs. Andrews always looks in on me, and she hears everything that goes on around here. That's an understatement. You smile. You're grateful to have someone close by to watch the house when you're away, but you've never worried that Coppelia will get into any trouble on her own. If anything, she's keeping an eye on kindly Mrs. Andrews, who has sadly lost her own daughter at a young age years ago, and has been overprotective of the neighbourhood kids since. Coppelia reaches for the tray of cooked bacon. You slap her hand away. You're not getting one slice of bacon until you're dressed for school. She sticks her tongue out and disappears into her room. Coppelia comes back in a record time with her hair neatly tied in a ponytail, a bedazzled purple t-shirt, tights, and a jean jacket. She sits down and you put a heaping amount of bacon on her plate that she immediately starts shoveling into her mouth. How was work? She asks. Uneventful, you lie. Sounds like my dream job, she says. Sitting at a desk in the middle of the night, pushing buttons, I would catch up on so much reading until boredom kills me. You would not be killed by boredom at Freddy's, you say. And promise me you'll never work there. She laughs. Okay, sure. Now how was your day? You catch up with each other while you eat breakfast. Then she notices the time on the Kit Kat clock and jumps up. My bus! My bus! She shoves another piece of bacon in her mouth and grabs her backpack by the kitchen door. She rummages around in it. Crud, do you have a pen? I have to finish my homework on the bus. You raise an eyebrow. Why didn't you do it last night? Because I couldn't find my pen. Keep up, Dad. If you have the ballpoint pen and give it to her, remove it from your inventory and turn to page 232. Nope. If you tell her to borrow a pen, turn to page 53. Oh, also, I used the chewed gum, so we don't have that anymore. Almost forgot. We have not been holding on to chewed gum this whole time. We don't have that. Anyways, how's chat doing? Yeah, interesting detail, yeah. Like a neighbour that lost their child years ago and is now overprotective of the local kids. That is an interesting detail. Now that you mention it, I would love for there to be a nose boop in the book. There's lockers in the Help Wanted. Are they yellow? Are there yellow lockers in Help Wanted? Is that what they got it from? Interesting. Okay. So we have to tell her to borrow a pen and go to page 52. Okay, I don't know why that was at the end of the book. To page 52. It is 5 nights. Okay. I am like about a fifth through the book. So I guess we're jumping back and forth across because maybe all the scenes outside Freddy's are just at the end of the book for some reason. But there are actually 5 nights in this thing. Now, I have been streaming for about an hour and a half. So I'm going to try and pick up the pace because I'm not sure if I'm going to get to the 5th night today. I feel like I'm only going to read a certain distance, if that makes sense. I'm only going to get up to a certain point, and then I'm going to have to end the stream. But maybe we could come back and do another one of these. I don't think that would be too difficult. Yeah, I think we got time for nights 2 and 3 today, but I'm not entirely sure. Just looking for a bookmark. Bingo. Because I have a few bookmarks. I got one recently at a museum. And that is going to do it. Lovely. And I'm also going to go AFK briefly, guys. Sorry, I know this is a bit random. But yeah, I've already gone through all the ambience as well, like, because I was going to switch this either now or when I get back. I guess I'll go back to some stuff, I don't know. But I'm going to take a break real quick. So I just realized my microphone isn't on that screen. I'm going to take a little break. I will be right back. If you're enjoying, like, share, subscribe. I'll be like 5 minutes tops. I'm going to go get something proper to eat because I've eaten all my jelly babies and I need something more nutritious. I don't know what to make of that, DJ. I mean, maybe. I don't see why, but I also don't see why not. So... Alright guys, I'll be right back. 5 minutes. Hello, wow, old habits die hard. Sorry, I am back. Actually, let's just check. Is this working? No, it still isn't. Brilliant. Okay, well anyway, I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Let's switch it up. I'm sure you've been listening to this long enough. I've gotten some dinner, you know, chat with the housemates. Yeah. So, I also see, DJ, that you've just put in a QOTD. Very nice. I could probably stream for another hour or two. I don't know. I haven't... You know, it's probably more efficient for me to do as much as I can now, because I don't know when I'll be back with this, so... Yeah. Let's just, let's go back to this. Alright. Or maybe at the start of each time we can go back to this. Alright. So... Where were we? Let's resume. I've got my bookmark and everything. Night 2. Okay. You yawn. Time to make the donuts. You usually start your shifts repeating the well-known catchphrase from those donut commercials, but there aren't any co-workers here to laugh along with you. Time to make the donuts is the catchphrase? Okay. The only other people who ever laugh are the new hires. The first time you said it, and let me start this again. Night 2, 12 AM. You yawn. Time to make the donuts. Usually starting your shifts repeating the well-known catchphrase from those donut commercials, but there aren't any co-workers here to laugh along with you. The only people who ever laugh are the new hires. The first time you said it, and they were only being polite since they thought you were their boss. But you're nothing if not consistent. It was easy to do the right thing every day at work here, but at night, it's hard to know what the right thing to do is. You're in unfamiliar territory. Fortunately, you're not only consistent, you're persistent. You never give up trying until you get the job done. You hope that's one of the better qualities Capelia picks up from you. You also hope you'll be around for a long time to teach your daughter even more lessons about how to live and survive in the world as she grows up. As much as you love this job, you want more for her future than a dead-end career as a security guard. More importantly, you hope that if anything happens to you on your job, she stays far away from Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. Wow. Really just hammering home the foreshadowing. We know that this man is doomed to die on night 5. Like, that happens canonically. Like, that is what... But the book mentions a 6th night? The book's like 5 or 6, so either we play as someone else, or he actually lived another night. There was this one fan game where he plays phone guy in the back room trying to stay alive, because Bonnie and Freddy keep peeking their heads in, and he's inside of one of those suits. Also, just to catch up with chat, DJ, I didn't read your messages. Putting Ethan's no commentary videos would be pretty cool. I don't need to ask. I know he'd be chill with that, but I'm gonna leave it because I don't want to overcomplicate things. I mean, I could. I don't think it would. I don't think it'd fit. I don't know. You know what? Nah, that's actually such a class shout. That's an excellent suggestion. Ethan, I know you'll be alright with this, because I've done this many times, isn't he? He wouldn't say no. Shout out to True Player for providing some of today's footage. Then again, if I'm going to be fair, I should really link everyone in the description, so maybe I won't do that, but let's just find this Fnaf 1 playthrough. Old mobile? Do you want to watch old mobile? Why the hell not? Let's watch old mobile Fnaf 1. That'll be an experience. This is going to be nostalgic for somebody. Screw it, pop that on, and let's continue. So we can check the show stage camera, the dining area camera, or the restrooms camera. Now, there isn't like a specific task we've got to do, so I guess we'll just check the show stage, since that's always where we check first. Is that... Why does it look stretched? That's correct, guys, it's not like you're going off the screen. Like, that is genuinely how it looks. It looks a bit skewed because this is covering up the because the notepad's covering up the corner. Let me fix that. Boom. It looks a little less jank now. There you go. Old mobile, just because it doesn't get much love. So, you punch the button for the show stage. Freddy and Chica are both there as they should be, but Bonnie has already left. No, wait. Bonnie is still there. Most of him, anyway. His body's on the stage, but his head is gone. Who would steal the head of an animatronic bunny? Punk kids, you think? Daredevil teens in the high school and community college sometimes tried to break into the restaurant. If they succeeded, they would want to bring back a souvenir of their bravery. You laugh. Imagine someone shouting, "Bring me the head of Bonnie the rabbit." Of course, if anyone actually succeeded into breaking into Freddy's Fazbear's Pizza after hours, they would be the ones in danger of losing their heads. Figuratively and literally. But this is no laughing matter. You have a real problem now. You have to find and reattach Bonnie's head before the place opens in the morning. As terrifying as animatronics can be to some young children, they'll really freak out if they're greeted by a headless one. Or maybe no one would notice. It's really bizarre that, they follow up that completely detailed, rational line of thought with just, or maybe no one will notice. So we now have the option of checking the dining area, restrooms, or backstage cameras. Interesting, they're all adjacent. That's not a mechanic in the game. You don't have to switch to an adjacent camera. You can on console. Dining area, restroom, or backstage. Let's go dining area. This makes sense. You punch the button for the dining area. Just like last night, the tables are all set for a big party, with tablecloths and pie hats all laid out. You wonder if the room was used at all. It looks exactly the way it did yesterday, as if nothing has been touched. Or the staff is simply meticulous about placing everything exactly where it should be. When you do the same job day in and day out for years, you get pretty good at it. Sorry, I'm rereading because my brain went on automatic. Sorry. There is one thing out of the ordinary. Bonnie's head lies in one of the aisles between the party tables. It must have fallen off and rolled down there. It's a good thing that happened after hours, because nothing sets off customers more than a malfunctioning animatronic. A head detaching and bouncing off the stage will probably result in some kids needing therapy, not to mention their parents. Are Bonnie's eyes looking at you? The head is lying on its side, but his eyes are trained right on the security camera. Is it a warning? A cry for help? You shake your head. It's just an optical illusion, and indeed, when you look back at the monitor, Bonnie's eyes are looking in a different direction. You need to go and reattach Bonnie's head and make sure this doesn't happen again, especially during a performance. To exit through the right door, turn to page 59. To exit through the left door, turn to page 60. It's Bonnie, we went right last time, I think we should go left. Bonnie wasn't headless, he was faceless. He did take off the animatronic head, but the endoskeleton was still there. This just sounds like his whole head is missing. Like the endoskeleton head and everything. Anyway. You step out into the West Hall and once again remember you've been meaning to clear out the broken TVs piled up outside the office. So that's what those are. Okay. Let's switch up the music. Those things are supposed to work for decades, but they keep burning out. It must be the odd electrical wiring in this place. Wires are literally hanging down the wall in front of you, but you're pretty sure they aren't live. You don't touch them, just in case. As you turn down the hallway and glimpse the poster of Freddy Fazbear on the wall, you pause for a moment. You've seen it hundreds of times, but you could have sworn it just changed to show the animatronic ripping off his own head. Terrifying. When you turn back, it's just the same old poster. Freddy singing into his microphone with "Let's Party" over his head. It must have been a trick of the flickering light at the end of the hall, and you've still clearly got Bonnie's head in your mind. As you hurry towards the dining area, the light blinks off. Your eyes adjust to the darkness, and you see a shadow waiting at the far end of the corridor. Just an after image, you think, continuing. Then the light comes back on, and Foxy is standing there, and unfortunately, he is very real. With no one checking on him in Pirate Cove, he's come out to play. You spin around and run back to the security office. Foxy's footsteps sprint behind you. In this life and death race, Foxy is faster. Game over. So now it's giving me the option to start from the beginning or start from this night. So I can go back to page 52. I've got like a foothold on night 2. Very difficult game. I'm going to keep choosing this, and I'm sure nothing will go wrong. So, don't go out the left door. Go out the right door. Page 59. You arrive at the dining area. Bonnie's head is lying on the floor, staring vacantly at the stars and streamers hanging from the ceiling. But something else catches your attention. The doors to party rooms 1 and 2 are closed. Fnaf 1 has party rooms? I'm sorry? Where? What party rooms? What version of Fnaf 1 is this? There are no party rooms in the Fnaf 1 building. I just don't get why those would be missing from the map. It's a weird detail. Fnaf 1 has party rooms, apparently. But yeah. A really awesome callback to the hallucination in the East Hall corner. Well, not Golden Freddy, but maybe we'll get that later. Anyway. Pardon me. Sorry guys, my flu is really playing up and I needed a second. Don't want you guys to listen to me coughing. You punch the button for pirate code. Wait, no, where am I going? No, that's not it. Here we go. You arrive at the dining area? Yeah. Bonnie's head is lying on the floor, staring vacantly at the stars and streamers hanging from the ceiling. Something else catches your attention. The doors to party rooms 1 and 2 are closed. Those were previously open when you saw them on camera, but the feed in that section is notoriously glitchy. It's possible you didn't see them clearly the first time. You're the night watchman, so you should definitely check out anything suspicious, and this is definitely suspicious. Those party rooms are a perfect hiding place, and it's not like the animatronics to go around opening and closing doors. You still have to take care of Bonnie, but it's not like his head is going anywhere. So much for an uneventful night. I don't like this, I don't feel safe, but it's our job. We're checking out party room 1. So page 78, that is quite a jump. Alright. You open the door to party room 1 and turn on the lights. It's basically a miniature version of the dining area for private birthday parties or overflow space. When someone hosts a party here, they get a visit from Freddy, Bonnie, or Chica as part of the package, but they rarely use Freddy for such functions. It's also company policy to have a security guard posted in each room while the animatronic is present, a duty you have often performed, but that was before the restaurant closed. Since it reopened, these rooms haven't been needed, and of course, you're on the night shift now. Everything seems quite ordinary inside. The 2 long tables are covered in white tablecloths decorated with colourful confetti. Cone-shaped cardboard party hats are lined up on each table, waiting to be stepped on to rambunctious kids. Excuse me. You smile, thinking back on better times. For a while, you would have said Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was the happiest place on earth, and if you weren't worried about infringing on a trademark. Approaching steps snap you back to the moment and remind you of how much this place has changed. You consider hiding. You have plenty of time to check out Party Room 2 before the animatronic reaches you. Poor animatronic. Okay, so if you hide in Party Room 1, turn to page 79. If you open Party Room 2, turn to page 80. So I don't know why it's given us the option to hide if we really don't need to. If you open Party Room 2, turn to page 80. Let's do it. We need to check by party rooms. We're checking both. We hustle over to Pie Room 2 and open the door, or try to. It's locked. You're not even sure who has the key to this door. These rooms aren't usually locked. Naturally, now you're even more curious about what or who might be inside there. The footsteps are closer. They're coming from the direction of the show stage. You can't tell which animatronic it is. You hope you don't find out. Unless you can figure out how to get inside this room, your only option is to try and get back to the adjacent pie room and hide there instead. Okay. Sorry, guys. This is what happens when you eat and talk and have the flu at the same time. But yeah, Pie 2 room is locked, so we haven't been in there. And so one of the animatronics is getting close. But we don't have an ID card and we don't have a master key, so we have to choose option 1. Because, yeah, apparently it takes both. All we can do is hide inside Pie Room 1. You race back to Pie Room 1 and look. You race back to Party Room 1 and close the door silently. I can't read. You lean against it and listen. The animatronic arrives 2 seconds later. That's a fast interval. They stop and stand outside the door for a while. You don't know how much time passes, but eventually whoever it is leaves. You should have just taken care of Bonnie's head and forgotten about those pie rooms like everyone else has. Suddenly, worried that one of the other animatronics might disturb Bonnie's head, you want to get back to the dining area right away. But is it safe to leave now? If you open the door and peek out, turn to page 84. If you wait a little longer, turn to page 85. I mean, it did say that the animatronic left. But it's always wise to be cautious in this job, so I don't see why we wouldn't just peek out. Like, we're not going to wait. We're going to open the door and peek out. We're not going to wait. Page 84, don't be a game over. You open the party room door to crack and look out. It seems to be clear. You open the door wider and come out. You almost step on a cupcake on the floor. It has pink frosting and a birthday candle. It also has eyes and teeth, and is looking right at you. You lean down and pick it up. This is Chica's prop from the stage show. It's called Mr. Cupcake, although the staff has other nicknames for it. Did Chica leave this for you? Or did it somehow hop over here on its own? You think it's harmless, but the way his eyes follow you suggests that it might be... The way the eyes follow you suggests that it must be an animatronic as well, although you've never seen it move before tonight. You hold it up to your ear to make sure it isn't ticking or something. You hear the slight whir of servos too late. Apparently, Mr. Cupcake's mouth also moves, and once his teeth bites down on something, or someone, they never let go. Game over. Okay. You have to be very cautious in this game. Page 85 it is. Though you need to get out there, you decide to wait a little longer, if only to feel safe for a few more moments. Nothing is ever what it seems at Freddy's anymore, and you can only rely on your instincts. Something tells you this is a trap. If you're wrong, you've only wasted a little time. Your instincts were right, more than right. You look down, where the faint light seeps in from the dining area under the door. There's a shadow there, of something small on the other side of the threshold. You wonder what it could be. You lower yourself to the floor and try to peer under the crack. You can only see a small portion of whatever it is, but it looks like the wrapper for a large cupcake. You aren't curious enough to open the door though, and your patience pays off. Footsteps approach again, and you can see the distinctive chicken feet of Chica. She picks up whatever was on the floor and walks away. That must have been Mr. Cupcake, you think. You feel silly now for being afraid of a harmless prop, but at least it's gone now, and you're relatively certain that the coast is clear. Go get Bonnie's head on page 61. See, that's interesting that it's very much written in a way where it fully expected you to get the game over first. because if you'd got it the other way around, the Mr. Cupcake reference wouldn't have been, explained as well. So that's very interesting. But yeah. Imagine Ralph visiting the safe room. That would be very interesting. I'm sure Golden Freddy's in this somewhere. Maybe he encounters him on night 5. I'm sure there's like a route. But yeah, it's very cool. Anyway. Bonnie's head is what you came for. You walk over and pick it up. Oof. It's heavier than it looks, and something sticky leaks onto your hands. Machine oil, hopefully? You're glad it didn't leave a mess on the floor. Even after all this time, this is the closest you've been to an animatronic. One reason being the smell. These things haven't been washed in ever. There's something sharp and sour at the stench, like food left out to rot or roadkill. You wrinkle your nose. It's very unpleasant. You've also never touched an animatronic before, which is of course strongly discouraged. The fur is matted and kind of greasy. There are probably things crawling inside it. You don't want to hold this any longer than you have to. You turn it around your hands until Bonnie is looking up at you. Let's get you patched up, you say. Bonnie's eyes blink and swivel towards you. You're so startled you almost drop the head. It probably just happened because you were moving it around. You look up at the stage. Bonnie's torso is still up there, and so is Freddy Fazbear. But now Chica is gone. Should you go up and try and reattach the head, or look for tools and instructions at parts of the service behind the stage? I'm sure reattaching the head is not as simple as just slotting it back on, but you probably need to go to backstage. That just makes sense. Page 62 is not a game over, which is interesting. But no, we're going backstage. You open the door at the back of the stage marked Employees Only. Though you're an employee, you never needed to go back here before. You step into the backstage area, what staff has taken to referring to as P&S, Parts and Service. It's dark and practically shouts, "This area is off limits." It feels wrong and a little dangerous to be back here. You look around for something useful to help you reattach Bonnie's head properly. A user manual would be nice. An endoskeleton sits on the end of the workbench next to a screwdriver, perhaps intended for the empty Freddy Fazbear suit tucked into a corner. Another empty Freddy head rests on the other end of the workbench. There are several Freddy heads here. They're all designs. Some don't have eyebrows or have a slightly different shape. There's also a Chica head on the shelf, and next to it is a flashlight. What about Foxy? You don't see any of his parts back here. As if you summoned him, you hear heavy footsteps running toward the room. You have to find something to defend yourself with, or take your chances and hide. So, we can grab the screwdriver, and I don't think that means the one in the inventory, because it's not like if you have the screwdriver. There is a screwdriver in the room. So we can grab that, or we can grab the flashlight, which we also have. But these are just things which are in the room, I think. And if you put on the Freddy head, turn to page 72, that is a choice, and I think that is definitely the correct choice. Like, what is a screwdriver going to do against Foxy? He's going to, like, destroy us. What's a flashlight could work, but I think that would stall him, and he would still eventually get you. The Freddy head, though, all you got to do is, like, sit still, put the mask on, you're safe. Except in Fnaf 2, the mask trick doesn't work on Foxy. He's the only one that this doesn't work on. I have a feeling whoever wrote this book knows their trivia and knows the Freddy head doesn't work on Foxy. So I want to do it because it just sounds really interesting. Like, I feel like that's a really interesting scenario. And maybe it'll work on Fnaf 1 Foxy. I don't know. Maybe they fix that. Maybe it'll work on him this time. This is probably wrong, and the correct option is probably the flashlight, but I'm going to put on the Freddy head. Yep, it's a game over. In a moment of panic, you grab the spare Freddy Fazbear mask and drop it over your own head, and then stand still. Ugh. If you thought the animatronic smelled bad on the outside, the inside of this one absolutely reeks. It smells like stale sweat, notes of old coffee, hints of cigarette smoke. Even worse, it feels warm and moist, like being inside someone's mouth. You can taste something. You don't know what it is, but it's bitter and coppery and it makes your heart flutter with anxiety. Fear. You're tasting fear. As soon as you put the Freddy head on, you want to tear it off again. But you don't dare, because through its eye holes you spot Foxy standing in the doorway. He stalks towards you and stops, only inches from your frowny face. He leans forward to look into its eyes. He sees you. He screams, and you black out. You drift in and out of consciousness, distinctly aware that you're being stuffed inside an animatronic suit. You hope someone checks the suits back here once in a while and finds your body, so your daughter will know why you never came home. Game over. The freaking tone switch there. I gotta say, I like that. Unlike VIP, this book isn't like super like written for kids, and I like that. It's not like you're playing as a kid and you got like an annoying like companion. Like I couldn't give a shit about VIP, but but it's still very, I don't know, simplistic. Like there's not a lot of subtlety in the dialogue. It doesn't leave a lot to the imagination. There are some serious, like, major, like, really, really tragic, really scary themes that are kind of not addressed very well. It's just very descriptive and very, like, literal. There's no kind of, subtext. Sometimes there's a bit of subtext, but it's like, the fact that it just plainly says you're being stuffed inside an animatronic suit, you hope someone checks the back and finds your body so your daughter knows. Like, it switches up so fast, and not in a way that's really, like, impactful. Because it's like, it's established that Ralph is like this fresh-faced, guy who's never worked the night shift before, but also he's really familiar with Freddy's, and he knows about the rumors, and oh, it's so dark and spooky. But also, it's like there's just complete denial. It's really strange. It's like he's supposed to be like a veteran and a rookie at the same time. It doesn't make any sense. Like, they could play way more with the kind of trauma this man has from decades of like supporting this company, and it should not be portrayed as a positive thing. It should be portrayed as a very toxic relationship. I don't know, but yeah. I mean, if we go back, we're gonna try grabbing the flashlight. So page 71. You dash toward the shelves to pick up the flashlight just as Foxy bursts into the room. You whirl around and press the button on the flashlight. Luckily, the batteries inside still work. Oh, sorry. A bright beam cuts across the dark room and shines on Foxy's face. You thought maybe you would blind him temporarily so you can slip by, but the light seems to mess him up. He freezes in place, servos clicking in confusion. You hope you won't get into trouble for breaking Foxy. You don't know how long he'll be like this, so you decide to get a move on. You need to reattach Bonnie's head and get back to the security office. It will only become more dangerous to be out as the night progresses, especially once Foxy reboots. Add flashlight and screwdriver to your inventory and return to the show stage on page 62. Okay, so I haven't used either of these yet. I don't know if there was an opportunity to use them before. So, aside from the paperclip, easy mode has been completely pointless. I'm just saying. But yeah, back to page 62. So, you climb up onto the show stage and look out, imagining an audience of boisterous kids and frazzled parents. Staff and customers are not allowed up here. The last time a kid found his way on stage during a performance, you shudder. That's what liability waivers are for. I was just saying, like, that is the kind of writing I want to see more of from this book. Because as a fan, you understand what that's potentially referencing, but also it just generally builds the atmosphere and the darkness in an authentic way. Anyway. Where Chica normally stands, you see a metal plate. The animatronics recharge on those at night through battery terminals on their feet. Wait, so they run out of battery if they're off the stage for too long? Interesting. You gently place Bonnie's head back on his body. The animatronics deserve your respect. When you think about it, you wouldn't have a job without them. They have some flaws, but they brought so much happiness to families over the years. That fact needs to be weighted against their actions. None of us are perfect. We all make mistakes, right? Bonnie's head wobbles. You can't leave him like this. It seems you can tighten it by turning it, but which way? Left or right? Does it matter? You probably can't make him any worse. Then maybe you should pop backstage and see if there's some instructions. You're just a security officer. You aren't trained in repairing the animatronics, and if you do this incorrectly, you could lose your job earlier than planned. or worse. Well, if you screw the head to the left, turn to page 63. If you screw the head to the right, turn to page 64. If you go backstage, turn to page 65. If you have the bonus item, you may use it on page 66. I think I got to go backstage. The whole left-right thing just seems like pointless. I wouldn't be surprised if both were actually game overs. Yeah, let's go 65. You open the door at the back of the stage marked Employees Only. Though you're an employee, you've never needed to go back here before. You step into the backstage area, what staff have taken to referring to as P&S, Parts and Service. Wait a second. This is just a repeat. We're repeating the same thing with Foxy. We're in Parts and Service again and Foxy's on his way. I'll just grab the flashlight again. I mean, I have two, right? So I can use that up. And then we go back to page 62. Does that mean I get another screwdriver and flashlight? How am I in a loop here? So, it's just a guess. Well, unfortunately, I couldn't help but notice that page 63 is a game over because I can see it immediately on to the right on page 62. They're both, like, I've got the book open and 60, I can see the game over, like, on the other page, and I can't ignore that, so, yeah. I'll read out both. If you twist Bonnie's head to the left, something clicks inside, his eyes focus on you. Is he fixed? His head starts twitching and his mouth opens wide. You glimpse another set of teeth deep inside his maw. Are those human teeth? He is clearly not fixed. You step back, or try to, but his right hand holds onto your jacket. You tug at it, but there's no breaking his grip. No, you cry. I'm trying to help you. You manage to slip out of your jacket and stumble backward, but you fall and the back of your head slams against the stage floor. Bright lights flash in your eyes and you black out. When you come to a moment later, Bonnie is holding your head between his oversized hands. He stares at you with unblinking red eyes, mouth jittering open and closed. Please don't, you whisper. I have a daughter. He turns your head hard to the left with a sickening crunch. Wow. He turns your head left like how you turned his head left. Screw his head onto the right, guys. I gotta say, I'm kind of sick of the old I have a family, I have a daughter trope. The trope of like grizzled, like middle-aged or older men with daughters is kind of getting old, but fair enough. It makes sense, right? Because without that, like, what the hell is his character motive? What does he have other than this company? There must be something else. You twist Bonnie's head to the right, and something clicks inside. His eyelids blinked once as the head comes back online. It seems you've done the trick, but there are 3 small holes around the base of his neck to secure the head. This is probably why Bonnie's head fell off in the first place. As he dances and strums his signature red bass guitar on the stage, the screws vibrated and eventually fell out. And then, off with his head. You look around the stage and find 2 silver screws, but no matter how much you search, you can't find the third one. 2 will have to do for now. The best you can do is let maintenance know, and they can hunt down another screw tomorrow. You insert 1 screw into each side of his neck. With them sticking out like that, Bonnie reminds you of Frankenstein's monster. That's no good. You'll have to tighten them or his head will tumble off again. A job half-assed will never last, as your father used to say. He was a perfectionist, and nothing you did was ever good enough. You vowed you would never treat your own child that way, and so far you haven't with Capelia. Wow. Daddy issues with a good ending. Fair play. The sooner you fix Bonnie, the sooner you can go back to the security office, and the better your chances of getting home to her in the morning. Or you can tighten the screws with your fingers, but if you have a screwdriver, you can go to a different page. I love how they're evoking Help Wanted and the Fnaf movie here. Like, they're not going hard on the references, but like, because of the scenarios, like they've got like similar stuff which kind of echoes other Fnaf media. It's really cool. I just hope this book really does its own thing, because so far I've been impressed. In terms of actual like gameplay, it's felt like Into the Pit, where it's really like done its own thing, like choice-based, kind of, you know, linear like story game with like encounters. Like, it's great. It feels like a linear choice-based version of Into the Pit in terms of gameplay. Anyway, I'm just going to say we don't have a screwdriver because I'm pretty sure we're not supposed to have two. So we use the screwdriver. Or does that use it up? Do we get to keep it afterwards? I guess we'll find out. But yeah, but I love how the backstory's been sort of drip fed to us through the internal narration. Like, this is actually pretty well written. I know I'm being picky because I've got I'm very picky when it comes to Fnaf because, like, I held it to such a high standard for so long that when it fell below that standard, I just kind of, like, it's kind of hard not to, I don't know, go back to old habits. But this is really good. Like, the writing here is quality. This is good. Yeah, page 68. I'm guessing 67 is a game over. Okay. Excuse me. Ugh. Okay, so the screwdriver makes quick work of tightening Bonnie's. Oh, the ambience actually stopped playing. It's actually been that long. Alright, I'm gonna go back to this one. I'll put on one of the other two when we have like a proper like encounter. Alright. The screwdriver makes quick work of tightening Bonnie's loose screws. The head feels as sturdy as it has ever been. Maybe you missed a calling in repair work. The only thing you enjoy as much as keeping order and protecting people is fixing things. See, I like that they've identified these like core aspects of Phone Guy's personality. Also, it doesn't say we've lost the screwdriver, so I love that these things have been identified, because this actually does feel quite true to Phone Guy's character. I feel like he would be very much, you know, he likes order, he likes protecting people, he likes fixing things. Like, that makes sense for his character, I think. I love the way they've kind of built off that. Pretty cool. Ralph, though, like, his name's Ralph. After your last day here, you can start looking into other positions. It might be nice to do something that lets you work with your hands more. It'd be fun to make toys, nothing that moves like the animatronics at Freddy's. Just simple toys for simple joys. Now that Bonnie is functional again, you feel oddly exposed up on the stage, especially with Chica out there somewhere. You also have to assume Foxy is out and about right now. It's a good idea to go back to the security office and hope nothing else breaks tonight. So he returns to the security office on page 69. Nice. Tragedy. I know he's gonna die. I'm getting invested, man. It's gonna be so tragic. Because I gotta say though, after your last day, you can start looking into the positions. Mate, stop making excuses. You can start looking into other positions before you finish. It's actually very much advisable to do so. So you have like a guaranteed locked-in job to find after you quit your current one. Come on, man. Come on. Don't be silly now. So, you return to the security office and slump into your seat. This job is finally getting to you, but you can't let it get the best of you. You just need a moment to catch your breath. You close your eyes and breathe in, breathe out, breathe in. A sound startles you awake. Oh no, you've fallen asleep on the job. After all the times you've warned night watchmen to always stay vigilant and faithfully reported those who shirked their responsibility and dozed through a shift, you've embarrassed and annoyed yourself. It's just that you're having trouble adjusting to the later hours and dealing with the animatronics is wearing you out. You can beat yourself up later. Something woke you. A sound. Or wait, was it two sounds? You're still disoriented from your unintentional nap, but you think you heard footsteps approaching the door on the left and someone groaning from the door on the right. You could have dreamed them up, or you could be in imminent danger. You only have time to act on one potential threat. Your clock reads 5:55 a.m., so you only have to survive the next 5 minutes. What a setup! Suddenly it's the end of the night. And we don't have the bonus item, which we may use on page 77, so we must either close the right door, turn to page 76, or close the left door, turn to page 75. And even if you don't know what the groaning sound means in the game, as opposed to the footsteps, closing the right door makes more sense. Groaning is a freaking ass sound to be hearing here, and I am not about that. Whereas, approaching on the left, we know footsteps can be heard from quite a distance before the animatronics get to us. It's weird, because it says the groaning is from the door, not already in the room, because normally if they're groaning, it's already a game over, they're already in the room. But I think, in this context, it just means they're very close to the door. So let's shut the right door, turn to page 76, Bazinga. If someone is close enough for you to hear them groan, then they're too close. You leap for the door on your right and slap your finger against the button. You catch a flash of yellow before the door slams shut. Looks like you were just in time. You flick on the hall light and Chica stares in maniacally at you, beaked mouth wide open. You turn off the light. You can take your cluck and get lost, you say. I've had enough for one night. But it seems you haven't. The footsteps keep approaching on your left, and then Bonnie is standing there. It's too late to close the door now. You brace yourself for the attack, but Bonnie doesn't make a move. He just stares at you. You stare back at him. What is he waiting for? You break eye contact for a moment and see the clock on the desk flip over from 5:59 to 6 a.m. Bonnie turns and walks away, back towards the show stage. At the door on the right, Chica does the same. Did Bonnie just let you live? Was that a thank you for restoring his head? Or maybe you just got lucky. Either way, you survived another night, and it's time to go home. Turn to page 233. Yeah. I tell you what, I kind of would have preferred it if they just stayed there. Like you had to, like they didn't just go back on their own. That feels so convenient. I don't like that. As soon as you get home, you rush to your daughter's room and check on her. She is sleeping with her left leg sticking out from under the covers and a pillow over her face. You must have spaced out for a minute because the next thing you know, she screams and throws the pillow at your head. You catch it and hold it to your chest. What's wrong, you say. Why are you standing there staring at me, she says. I was about to wake you up for school. I'm sorry, it's been a weird night. She pushes her hair back from her face. It's okay, it was just kind of creepy. When I first woke up, I must have still been dreaming. You look like that Fredbear thing from your job. You mean Freddy Fazbear? Whatever. He weirds me out. They all do. She'd never gotten over the time you brought her to work to meet the animatronics when she was 7, and they made her cry so hard she threw up her pizza and cake. She had nightmares for at least a week afterward. Never mind. It's just me, your loving dad bear. You open your arms for a hug. She squints at you. Please never say dad bear again. I am never going to say that again. You feel bad about scaring her and ruining her morning. You don't want her to have bad memories of you like that. Gifts always make her feel better. If you give her the coin, turn to page 234. If you keep the coin, turn to page 86. I don't have a coin. What? I don't have a coin. Also, yeah, she knows about Fredbear. I don't think that's a coincidence. I don't think that's just her making that up, even though it's plausible. I think maybe, as the daughter of someone who's been with Freddy's for a long time, like she might know about Fredbear. We don't have a coin. But whether we do or don't, we go back to page 86. Did I miss something? Like, did I get a coin? Because I don't remember having a coin. Like, I don't think we ever got a coin. Did we? Yeah, I think the coin must be another route. But it's like, I'm not choosing either of the things. I'm not choosing to keep the coin for myself or to give it. I straight up do not have it. But yeah, night 3 starts on page 86 regardless. If you do give her the coin, it basically cheers her up. You're like, oh hey, I got you something. You flip the plastic coin over to her. The coin falls on her superhero's bedspread and she grabs it. She holds it up and closes one eye to inspect it with the other. I just said that your freaky robot friends freak me out, and this is one of the freakiest of all. Foxy was always my favourite. She looks at you. That explains a lot about you. I wasn't expecting that kind of attitude until you were a teenager. I'm almost, she says. You're not, and don't be in a rush to grow up. Anyway, that is a collectible gold treasure coin. She bites down on it. It's fake. You grimace. It was kind of dirty. It's all scratched up and mangled. Fine, you hold out your hand. Give it back. She flips in the air and catches it. I love it, because you gave it to me. You smile. Even if it's just some junk you found on the floor at work or something, it's nice to know you were thinking of me. You sigh. Always, kiddo. I'll go make breakfast while you change for school. If I get heads, you have to make pancakes. She flips the coin again, and it comes up Foxy. Pancakes. I never agreed to that, you grumble. But you go to the kitchen and start mixing the batter. It's only after she leaves for school that you remember Foxy's head is on both sides of the coin. I was wondering what was on the other side. Foxy's head's on both sides of the coin. That's funny. I love parents getting schooled by their children. That's so funny. I tell you what, chat, or should I say DJ, since you're the only person here other than me, and since it is 8 PM, and since we're not going to finish all of this today anyway, I'm going to finish off there. I'm going to leave things off here. I've got my bookmark. It's on page 86, night 3. We're halfway through. I think next time, sometime in the next couple of weeks, I will try and find the time to stream the rest of this, so my kind of first reactions and my first ending of this game can be like recorded. I think it'd be pretty cool. I would be happy to finish this off camera from now on and not even come back and stream nights 3, 4, and 5. But this is something that was specifically requested, and it would be cool to know exactly like what my ending is. But on the other hand, maybe it would be better. Yeah, I'll remember this. That's fine. Maybe it would be better if I, didn't stream until the end. Maybe it'd be better if I just left it with the first 2 nights as a sort of demo, so that if people want, I forgot to switch back to this. Whatever. It's Fnaf 1 anyway. But yeah, I don't know. It might be better to just leave it at that, because if I streamed the entirety of the week before, like all 5 nights, even if it's just one route, it's like, well, now there's no reason for you to get the book for yourself, because I don't want to just like pirate the whole thing. I could just leave it here. But if you guys, I tell you what, I'll do a poll, because I'm kind of indecisive, because I think I could come back to this. I think I could find the time to do the rest of the nights and at least broadcast like my first route. I'm not going to do everything and read everything from the stream, but it would be pretty cool. But also, do I need to do the whole thing? I don't know. But the point is, it's a shame I haven't got my camera working right now, so I can't just like talk to you guys. But the point is, you guys have gotten a taste of these Choose Your Own Adventure books now that the Fnaf series is producing, and so have I. This is my first time since VIP looking into them. They're pretty cool. You can find them on, I think, Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Google. Like you can get them as digital books on Kindle. You can get physical copies like me. Point is, they're pretty cool, and if you're a Fnaf fan, I'd highly recommend them. I also know that we haven't raised any funds for Samaritans this stream, but that is not a problem. I was not expecting to. I'm just trying to click this, dude. Like, why are you opening a menu? But I know I haven't raised anything yet, but the stream is not for a few days. I just want to put it there just to raise awareness of this thing, because I've been all over the place, and I would not be surprised if people have missed memos. So spread the word. I'm streaming for Samaritans on the 20th. The page, it's on my channel. It's like says, is it set as the channel trailer? It should be. I'll fix that now. But yeah, but that is going to do it. I didn't even hear these. Like, maybe if I do another one, we'll use these. Look at the size of that spider. Anyway, that's enough of that. Yeah, we also had a QOTD from DJ, who said the survival logbook. I asked you guys which Fnaf book is your favourite and why, and you said the survival logbook because it's interactive. It has a lot of interesting discussions for the fandom. It shows the lasting effect. The way the secrets are hidden is really cool. It's the only mention of logbooks, Chica. That was left to rot. I think that's just something from Pizzeria Simulator that was never like, finished or scrapped. I think it's just scrapped content for Pizza Sim. Like, it's very obviously the interview room from Salvage. But yeah, I think that means DJ wins today's QOTD, because I don't remember seeing any others I'm looking back through chat here, but I don't think he saw any others. My voice is also going, guys. I'm still ill. Like, I'm managing. I think I'm slowly getting better, but I felt just as rough today as I have done the last few days. I need to, like, have a proper rest. But yeah. Anyone seeing this who hasn't seen DJ's channel, go check it out. He does some cool videos. He's had so many, like, QOTD wins at this point, but, like, we've got some new stuff on here. Got a Mario and Luigi game. I might actually give that a cheeky watch. I don't know. What else? I mean, the thing is, I already know about this. That's cool. That's pretty cool. But, yeah, I mean, maybe I was in one or two of these videos. I've just realised that's a different game. I thought that was just UCN mods. That's a whole different game. Well, anyway, we'll figure it out. But, yeah, I will see you all when I see you. I'm going to go now. I'm going to wrap this up. And hopefully I will fix my camera. I'm going to figure out something. I'll figure something out. I don't know what, I don't know how, but I'll figure it out. So, yeah. Alright. Thank you so much for watching. And it feels really weird not having the camera on, but stay hydrated.